What's up everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Demon Souls. In this episode, gonna be doing the second level of the Shrine of Storms, but first let's check in with Freak.
You have your wits about you. Surely you understand me. I was defeated and captured by the Golden Elder beyond that dungeon. Beware of him, for he manipulates souls. He has power over dark souls, those susceptible to madness and paranoia. I know of 3 human leaders who became demons. King Alant of Boletaria, Astraya of the Valley of Defilement, and the Golden Elder of Latria. They have proven that humans can evolve to a higher state. We were wrong to assume that only demons could do demon work. He has power
over dark souls, eh? I really don't think they were actually hinting at a sequel there, it's just a funny coincidence. Also, hi, glad to meet you guys, I'm Captain Buzzkill. Let's go ahead and purchase some abilities, some more, now that Freak is unlocked. What we just got there was the Poison Cloud ability I was talking about when I was doing my whole spiel about Istrel. Poison Cloud you get from the Wriggling Demon Soul, which is Leechmonger. Let's see, what else can I get? I can get Warding since I'm still hanging on to the Tower Knight's Soul, the Iron Demon Soul. What else does he have to offer? I haven't picked up Soul Arrow yet. Could get Enchant Weapon. I have 12,000 souls to spend. Don't necessarily want to go crazy spending all of my souls just yet. Enchant Weapon is tempting though. I can't enchant the Dragon Longsword, but I can enchant the Dragon Bone Smasher. But I'm not going to get that just yet. Let's see, what do I want to equip for the level we have coming on the horizon? It doesn't really matter. It's kind of inconsequential for now.
Bring me more demons, so I patiently await you.
Because I don't have nearly enough magic to chain cast the weaker spells, and the stronger spells I don't really have just yet. So let's see what the other NPCs have to say.
I swear that I will catch that blasted hyena someday soon. He fooled me and kicked the Honorable One down a trap door behind the altar of a shrine. I lost my nerve and very swiftly fled out of that place.
Do you seek the power of God? A miracle is a heavenly act, but spells are the acts of demons, the work of soul arts. They have similar effects, and yet one is clearly evil and the other is clearly good. Magicians, in the end, are mere servants of the demons. Do you know Saint Urbane? Saint Urbane is a true sage. He can hear the voice of God. But that despondent disciple over there claims that he has fallen in a trap behind the altar. I hate to think that such misfortune could have befallen so eminent a man. We intend to leave shortly for the altar to rescue Saint Urbane. God has ordered it done, and we are his disciples. I am afraid we may not meet again for quite some time. We intend to leave shortly for the altar to rescue Saint Urbane. God has ordered it done, and we are his disciples. I am afraid we may not meet again for quite some time.
Yada yada yada. While you're busy talking, I'm gonna go do that.
My grandfather had unusual tastes. He often visited Stonefang Mine, where he collected rocks of all shapes and sizes. Most of them had no value. But among them, he found a miracle stone shard, which he gave to me. Could this too be a sign from God? But among them, he could this...
The stone she's referring to, I believe, is a chunk of pure faint stone, which, if you have enough faith, she gives you. I think it's 25 or so faith. Let's go ahead and start 4-2. So if you're wondering an easy way, I think it's faint stone. It's the stone that upgrades blessed weapons. I'm getting them mixed up in my head now. Pretty sure it's faint stone. So if you go to her and you've leveled up your faith enough, you just get it for free. I can't remember what the other ways to get pure faint stone are. That's the very easy way, though. So, one of the disciples of Saint Urbane mentioned that he was kicked down a pit. I mentioned that for a second, but got caught up talking to a different NPC. This is the level where the pit is, and we're going to rescue Saint Urbane here. And he also, I think, mentioned Patches the hyena by name as the person who trapped him down here. And if you remember back when we started doing 2-1, Patches tried to trap us too.
There's somebody I ought to warn you about, a fellow who lacks common decency. They call him Patches the Hyena, and he's the one that laid that trap for me. He's the kind of person who'd stab his mother in the back. If you happen to spot him, you'll be doing us all a favour by putting him out of his misery.
Nobody seems too fond of Patches. He is an asshole, and he just traps everyone, and he's a big grave robber. So you might notice that my character tendency is a little bit darker than usual. And that's because I accidentally killed Patches off camera not too long ago. So, yeah, Patches won't be kicking us down any holes or laying any nasty traps for us. And there's a blue summon sign, so let's see. Why don't we summon this guy in for some jolly cooperation. Just enjoy the online functionality, because hell, I've already been invaded, what, twice? Might as well balance that out by showing you guys what the game is like in co-op. Hopefully the guy actually accepts my summon this time. Because I remember back when I was doing Armored Spider, I tried to summon someone just for the hell of it. Didn't accept the summon. Sometimes it just takes a little while, though. These phantoms can be a pain in the ass. There are 3 or 4 Reapers in this level. And so long as the Reapers in the area live, those phantoms continuously respawn. And the first Reaper is, if you drop down here and you run just ahead, standing right behind an altar. But there's a hidden passageway somewhere in the stairs around here, and I want to find that before I do anything else. These guys have a really strong melee attack, but they wind up very, very slowly. So they're not too dangerous. The reason I want to find the hidden passage is because it leads to a crystal lizard, it leads to a really nice bow, the white bow, and it's important to note where it is later on. It's another one of these illusory walls that disappears once it's struck. And I thought it was in the stairwell around the corner that I just was at. Maybe not, though. No? Doesn't appear to be any of these. It's weird. Now, you can just drop down from the very beginning and run straight ahead to the altar to kill the Reaper. It looks like my friend who I've summoned for jolly cooperation has already killed the Reaper. He is self-sufficient, taking care of business. Yeah, he did already kill him. That's why the ghosts are not respawning. I just want to find this goddamn illusion. This wall. Let's see. So while I'm sitting here participating in jolly cooperation with my friend, what was his name? Blue something or the other. Blue Phantom McGee. There was a bit of a scare, I think last year, where the Demon Souls servers were going to be taken offline. And this has happened a few times where they say, you know, the servers are going to be taken down on this date, and then at the last minute something happens where they say, okay, we're actually going to prolong how long the servers stay up. And then last year, I think it was just days before, or it might have been the day before the servers were supposed to go down for good, the word came down that From Software would be extending the duration of the lifetime of the servers indefinitely. So now you can play Demon's Souls online in all of its glory, as it was meant to be played anytime, with no real worry about losing the capacity to do that. And yet Electronic Arts can't seem to keep popular game servers online. I wonder what that's all about. By the way, these glowing orbs all over the floor here are the Algites of Guidance. It's what they look like when you drop them on the ground. This Black Phantom here is a human Black Phantom dual-wielding katanas, and he is pretty nasty. I think he's actually using hiltlesses. Ah. He can do some really nasty damage too. Fast swings as well. He's a different moveset, I think, from the skeleton enemies that also dual wield. One thing to note about summoning: to be summoned as a Blue Phantom into someone else's world, you have to be, I think, in soul form to see to drop your summon sign. You can summon people, obviously, at full health in body form. That stalactite right there has a corpse on it that holds the magic sword Makoto, which Satsuki wanted to see.
Oh, it's you. Did you cleanse the world of another dark soul today? God has chosen you, and for that we are thankful. Umbasa. God has Umbasa.
Wait, is it stalactite or stalagmite? Stalactites, hold on tight. Stalactites are the ones on the ceiling. Stalagmites are the one on the ground. There we go. Either way, it disappears in pure white world tendency. So there are two major tendency events for this level. In pure white world tendency, that disappears, and you can suddenly access the magic sword Makoto. And in pure black world tendency, the primeval demon for this world shows up. That is about it. That's all you have to do to rescue Saint Urbane, is to drop down the pit. If you approach that pit with Patches alive, he's standing right there, looming over, and it triggers a little cutscene where you talk to him and he eventually kicks you down into it. And then he does his whole routine when you eventually find your way back. Oh, I didn't mean it, I've changed my ways, blibbity blobbity. That's why you stab him in the back as soon as you get the opportunity, because Patches is an asshole. And he does not deserve to live. Hate Patches so much. I fucking hate Patches. I can't remember how to progress. I know you open that gate. Oh god, it's the pressure plate behind the sarcophagus. Thankfully, our friendly Blue Phantom remembered that part of the level better than I did. I keep missing his name. It's Blue Melody. Just give him a little hurrah for that, for his effort. Yeah, good job, Blue Melody. Oh, shit. I love the floor here. It's just littered with dead storm beasts. There's no more beautiful sight than that. Beware of terrifying foe ahead. I believe there are golden skeletons up here. And there are flying stingray barbs. Yep. Psh, they don't like him. It's very important to come into this level with the Thief's Ring equipped. Oh, that was his plan. He's baiting them to roll off the fucking ledge. What a boss. That is a boss move. I would have just fought him on the cliff edge. I like this guy's style. He's got panache. He's gonna make it in this town. So far I see the roly-polies. There's Goldilocks. Goldilops. Goldilops off your head. It's a nice pithy name for them. Not really. So how are we gonna do this? I hope he's not intending to take them both. Okay. Just divide and conquer. I guess we'll each take one at a time. I don't want to fight this guy on the ledge, so I'm going to bait him up here. I think he's already taken care of his skeleton. Ooh, wow. I really am underestimating them. I'm underestimating how quick their follow-up attacks are. Blue Melody, you've saved my life once again. Kneel so I can knight you. No? Nah? Okay. Guess we'll just keep progressing with the level like normal. So, Shrine of Storms is a little like a Stonefang for me, in that I don't know really what to make of the story in this place. Like, there's clearly a more complete arc than in Stonefang's, but I just don't know how to interpret all of the things that are going on here. And that always drives me nuts about this place. There's a lot to go on here, but I just haven't ever been able to really make it all come together in my mind. Like, the basic flow of it is that Adjudicator judged worthy souls and sent them on to the old hero, who would purify them for consumption by the Storm King. And Blue Melody died somehow. How did that happen? How did that happen? Did he... I'm pretty sure he fell off the ledge and died. Oh, Blue Melody. This is a pretty good level to die in, given that it's all about the shadow... What is it, the Shadow Men? Mourning the dead? Yeah, they will mourn you too, my friend. Oh well, all jolly cooperation has to come to an end. And I kind of wanted to do the boss of this level alone anyway. Because the boss of this level is the old hero, and he's a really interesting, fun fight. It's not terribly difficult, but it's very neat. Yeah, that's where he must have fallen off, because that's where... I'm pretty sure that's where the Reaper is, and he must have tried to push the Reaper off the edge or something, and fell to his death in the process. There's also a lot of invisible enemies, as the warning sign cautioned us. So, about the story arc for the level. So, the Adjudicator judges worthy... The Adjudicator judges worthy souls. There's the invisible guys. The old hero purifies them, and the Storm King consumes them. And the unworthy were consumed by the Golden Crow, who sits atop the Adjudicator's head. And then there's also some kind of detail about, like, this might have all been the manifestation of legends told by the Shadow People in ancient times, which means this possibly predates King Alant's awakening of the Old One. But I can't, like, get anything too concrete. There's an Archstone description, I think for the Storm King's Archstone, that reads something along the lines of that, where the thoughts of the Shadow Men who mourn the dead may have given life to all of these creatures. We know that the souls of the dead here inhabit the skeletons, so they're animated by souls, but beyond that, I'm not too sure about this level. That's where where it really starts to get fuzzy is just with Adjudicator. I've been thinking more and more about him. The wound on his stomach, and I believe it's a second meat cleaver, the weapon he wields, and the weapon that you can form from his soul. You can forge from his soul, and I think like a war club or something. I'm wondering if it's self-inflicted or not. Because the inscription on the Adjudicator's shield, the Golden Crow, his size, his coloring, all of that, it makes me think that, like, maybe he was some sort of greedy, avaricious priest or clergyman or something. And his greed was eventually what allowed him to transform into the demon Adjudicator. Or maybe the whole process of mourning the dead for the Shadow Men and the adjudication and the purification of the souls by the old hero, maybe that all became some kind of corrupt process, which explains why all of the characters from this kind of a folk tale that is this level became these demonic, monstrous versions of their folktale selves. I don't know, it's kind of a rambling, incoherent way to put my thoughts on this together, but I don't have that great of an understanding of what's going on in this level, and I want to know more about it. If you have any theories about any of the levels, this one especially, I would love to hear them in the comments, because I'm always down for hearing what people's thoughts are and how all the pieces fit together in this game. The thing that I'm still stuck on is I'm wondering why the Adjudicator has that wound. Like, did he try to commit suicide? That seems like the only possibility to me, but then again, why stab yourself in the stomach with a meat cleaver? I don't know. So, if you want to... This goes back to the, what I'm about to say goes back to the invisible... or the hidden passageway. Man, my thoughts are just all over the place right now. Can't talk. This goes back to the hidden passageway I was trying to find earlier and failed miserably at finding. If you want to platinum this game, you're going to get real familiar with parts of this level, including that hidden passageway, because only 2 enemies in this level, or in the whole game, drop pure Bladestone, and they are both in this level of this world. And it is a super, super rare drop. It is to the extent that I've heard people tell horror stories about how they've farmed the 2 enemies in this level hundreds of times without either of them dropping the item. The 2 enemies you want to farm are, there's the black skeleton, the dual-wielding katana one, in the hidden passageway right in the beginning, around there. And there is in Pure Black World Tendency, there is a Black Phantom version of one of those enemies towards the end of the level that you can reach by going backwards from the old hero's Archstone. And both of those have a chance to drop it. Those white floating ethereal things wandering around, they act just like the glowing bombs in Stonefang, by the way. Another comparison to Stonefang. I don't quite understand everything that's going on, and it has bomb traps. But that's going to do it for this episode, folks. We're right before where the old hero is. Not a very long level. So I'm going to cut it here. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one.